this is some more lead going in. It's not the big thing with lead loading, the big kind of skill leveler is to use gravity. So if you can turn the car on its side, that's great. But over a period of time, you get more and more skills. So today, he's actually lead loaded this side, but vertically. But it just takes a bit of skill, doesn't it? A bit of time.
Practice.
I mean, before me came here, he'd never done any lead loading. He didn't know about it. And now, we've never tried it upside down. That's the new thing. Have we ever tried it upside down?
No.
No. So vertically, but if you can, gravity's your friend. With welding, with lead, with anything where you're applying it, gravity's your friend. So on the top, it's not so bad. And if you can turn the car, even better. But have a go at it, guys, because it's so satisfying. It really is, and it'll last so much better than filler. A skimmer filler, yes, but if it's a big dent or something you have to shape, lead's the way to go.
It's the best.
That's the best, there you go. Okay, so you can see we've cut this piece off now. I'll put this bar across the bottom, so this can be put on here anytime we want. So what I'm going to do is I'll put 25mm box inserts inside those legs, so it slides back on again and we can use it as a buck. And I've cut it down here, and this pipe anvil will be going on top. So just to show you where we're at, so I've marked up all the pipe. So these are the inserts that go inside here. This is where they have to be drilled right through, and then 12.5 centimeters will go inside like that, and that's where I'm going to weld them. So what I do is I'll drill them and put a hole opener in and make them bigger so I can get a good weld both sides, so 4 sides. And with 12.5 centimeters in and out the other side, they should be really sturdy, or steady I should say. But obviously we can't weld around the edge because it wouldn't match up with the other piece of 4 here. So I'm going to drill all them out. As you can see, it's only 3 of them. I made a mistake and marked them on here. I should have marked them on this one, which I did. Now you can see they're center punched. So I'll drill them right the way through, bang these in until they're exactly 12.5, and then weld them all up. And then we'll see how firm the rods are in comparison. So I'll use just a small drill to drill it through, and then I'll use this hole opener so I get a nice good puddle weld on it, and there's no way they're going to move. So I'll get them drilled out and I'll show you what we're up to next. It was drill pilot hole and then put a hole opener through them, and we'll line them all up so they're all the same. So what I'm going to do now is weld them. I've done on both sides, and I'll just weld them. There you go. The last bit is tugged on there. So I can pull that back through, put a new one on. And we have one in stock. There we go. And slide it out. There we go. Up. To pull it forward a bit, I think. There you go. It clicks back in, ready to go. So, put the lid on, and you can even change the pulse on this. For €100, it was a good buy. That's what I paid for this thing. About 6 years ago. It was a steal at €100. I did have to get a bottle and a regulator, and I think that was about it. It worked perfect after that. This is finished up again for another night. So you saw that one, and this has still got a bit of, it's just done this one, so you can see again, nice line all the way through it. Still some work to do on the bottom here and on this corner, but as you can see, it's a nice fit again. So that's just knocking off for the night. So I made this up today, so you can see where I've got the inserts here, and all I've got to do is just push down and it sits in very nicely, and Works perfect. I don't even have to put bolts in that. It's strong enough to do what we need to do. So what I'll do is I'll show you the other piece, which is this pipe anvil, and we've come up with a couple of ideas for that as well. And you can see the rods are on. They're obviously marked 1, 2 and 3, so if you turn them around the other way, it could be difficult to get in. So I'll put it on the camera stand and Amir and I will show you how it works. And there's some pieces that I've bent with it, so you can see different profiles there. Another one there, another one there. This is one I did with a piece of pipe in the vise, but the vise obviously isn't long enough, and you can see the creases in it. I think you can see how there's creases in that. You see how it's out of alignment, whereas with these they're not creased. Because we can line it up. And I'll show you what we do when we put it in the pipe bender, or pipe anvil, whatever you want to call it. Why? It went in early. It's just... Always would do on camera, wouldn't it? Before it went in and out, but there you go.
It's adjusting.
So, you can stand on it. It's pretty strong. What we've thought of coming up with is an idea for this end for tubulars. What we're going to do now, I thought about, Amir came up with a good suggestion. If we wanted to make a tubular and take it off, what we're going to do is weld it further back here and here, and then I can take it to a machine to have it cut straight. It costs me nothing because it's in a scrapyard. They cut metal for us anyway. As long as there's enough distance between that leg and the jaws, and we'll cut it off, and then you can make the pipe and take it off this end. If not, alternatively, we can put a piece of pipe in, bit of tube. If it's smaller, go in one of the others. And then we can make a clamp. I'll put this will be cut off obviously where the welds are, because it's not worth cutting and trying to clean it. Just chop it off. And then we'll make a clamp that goes in there that you can buckle down. And then, obviously this is an acca pipe. If you imagine you wanted it X amount long, whatever you wanted, you could fold the whole thing and take it off as a ring. So if you wanted to make a brass sleeve or some kind of collar, whatever, you could do it that way. But if we make these so there's a bit of depth on them and the weld's further back, we could just use this and knock them and slide them off. Not that we'll be able to use this big one, but it's an alternative. So if you're going to build one, if you want to use the rings on the end, take your weld back a little bit further so you can at least make the ring here, or whatever distance you need. Or alternatively, make a clamp in there and put a pipe and make the ring on it that way. So there you go. So we're knocking off for the night, and yeah, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby.